math lesson is lesson number 2, and it's telling time to the half hour. So yesterday our first math lesson was telling time to the hour. Today we're going to learn how to tell it to the half hour. Lewis, I would like you to face forward and show me that you're ready to listen and learn. Carson, next time when you come in the room and I'm teaching, you need to be quiet, please. Okay? Our essential question throughout this chapter in this lesson is how can I use and tell time? So we're going to figure out how are we going to use time and how are we going to be able to tell time. We are going to watch a video that goes with telling time to half hour. So please be watching up here. I want to see everybody's eyes up here, and if I don't see your eyes up here, I'm going to be flipping you down.
Hey kids, I have this problem today, and I was hoping you could help me with it. Will you help me with my problem? Thank you so much.
Just make them a little louder.
Okay, today I was asked to go to my basketball game at 3:30 o'clock. I am not sure what that means, and that is why I need your help. Let's learn about telling time so I can make it to my basketball game.
John.
Here is an analog clock. This clock is a training clock and only has the hour hand on it. Whenever the hour hand points to one of the numbers, we can read the hour. Right now, the time is 1 o'clock. We say o'clock to represent the hour or the beginning of an hour. What time is it right now?
4 o'clock.
It is 4 o'clock. Great job, guys. What hour is it right now?
What's it, guys?
10 o'clock.
It
Good
is
job.
10 o'clock. Great job. This clock is a great training clock, and we already learned about clocks with the minute hand, so let's take a look at the big clock. On this clock, we have both an hour hand and a minute hand. Right now, the time on the clock is 6 o'clock. We say o'clock when the minute hand points straight up because it is on the hour. What time is it right now?
What, guys? Good job.
It is
5.
7 o'clock. Great job again. On the right side, I have a digital clock, which as we learned before, shows time, but only using numbers. Both of these clocks show 7 o'clock. The digital clock shows 7 for the hour, and the 2 zeros show the minutes. Right now, the hour is 7 and the minutes are 0, so we say 7 o'clock. This time stuff is really cool, guys. Now that we know what o'clock means, it is time to learn about half hours so I can know when to go to my basketball game. Right now, the time is 7 o'clock, but watch this. The minute hand is moving around the clock, but you will also notice that the hour hand is moving as well. While the minute hand went all the way around the clock, the hour hand moved from the 7 to the 8. That means 1 hour went by. For the minute hand to go all the way around the clock, it has to go around 60 minutes. So 60 minutes is how long it takes for the minute hand to go around the clock once. I am going to take the minute hand halfway around the clock. Where would the minute hand point to if it just went halfway around the clock? Let's see. Mr. Clock, would you please move your minute hand halfway around the clock? Now we can see that the minute hand has gone halfway around the clock and has stopped at the 6. The small numbers on this clock are the minutes. The minute stopped at what number?
30.
The minute hand is pointing to the 30-minute mark. Halfway around the clock is 30 minutes. Great job, kids. The hour hand is in between the 8 and the 9. While the minute hand went halfway around the clock, the hour hand only moved halfway between the 8 and the 9. This is confusing because I do not know the hour. Do you think the hour is 8 or 9?
What do you guys think?
8.
Yeah, 8.
The hour is still 8, even though it is past the 8. When the hour hand points right at a number, it starts the hour. It stays that hour until it reaches the next number. Right now, the hour hand is past the 8 halfway, and we see that the minute hand is pointing to the 30. We can say that the time is 8:30 o'clock. This happens to be the time that my school starts in the morning. My parents said that school starts at 8:30, and now I know what that means. 8:30. Wow, this time stuff is awesome. We have 2 clocks here, the analog clock on the left and the digital clock on the right. The digital clock shows 8:30, and the analog clock shows 8:30 as well. The 8 shows the hour, and the 30 shows the minutes that have passed. If we were to write the time, we would write it just like the digital clock shows. Can you tell me what time it is now?
What time?
12:30.
Good job.
The time is 12:30, or we could say it is 12:30. Great job, kids. We can see that a half hour or 30 minutes have passed since 12 o'clock. If we wanted to write this time, what would it look like?
What would it say?
12:30.
You would write it like you see it on this digital clock. 12 is the hour on the left, and 30 minutes is on the right. The time is 12:30, or 12:30. Now that we have learned a lot, can you help me figure out when my basketball game starts? They told me it starts at 3:30. Is this 3:30?
No. You have to go 2:30.
No, this is not 3:30. This is 2:30 o'clock. How about now?
Is
Is
that
this
it?
3:30?
It's 3 right
Good job.
No, this is still not 3:30. What time is this showing?
What time, guys?
3 o'clock.
It is showing 3 o'clock.
Good job.
How many more minutes do I have to move the minute hand to get to 3:30?
30.
How many minutes, guys?
30.
We
Good
need to
job.
move the minute hand 30 minutes or halfway around the clock. Is the time on the clock 3:30?
Yes.
It is 3:30. Great job. Can you tell me now how to write this time?
3:30.
It would look like
Yep.
this.
3:30.
The time is 3:30. Wow, we have learned so much today, and I am so glad you helped me. I better get to my basketball game, so we will see you later. Take care and keep practicing. Goodbye.
Okay, so Mrs. Nagel is going to give you a little plaque. And it's probably, listen please. It's going to maybe be in a plastic bag. It might not be. If it's in a plastic bag, just nicely take it out. And then, I don't want you touching, but there are stands on the back, but we're not going to worry about the stands today. If, like, Lily has a stand, and it pops out, I mean, they're supposed to kind of go on the back here. Do you guys want to try the stands?
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to try the stands, because I think you guys can handle it, you nicely take it off. And then you stick it back here in this little middle section, and it should kind of pop out like a little triangle. And if you don't have one like this, you might not have one, then just raise your hand, but they all should have one. You don't have a stand?
No, but I don't need one. I can just go like this.
Okay. So Kinsley and Tyson are the only ones that didn't have stands. And I think Mrs. Murphy got Kinsley one and Mrs. Nagel got Tyson one. Anyone else? Okay, so you can set it on your desk. You can. Sometimes they're hard. They're just.
Oh, they're stuck on.
There's like 2 little knobs that you
How about biting it? What time?
I mean, these are different.
Oh, that's really easy to put in.
I don't think so. Okay.
Miss Murphy, look. Miss Murphy, look at her. Look up there. What time is it? It's this time in real life. Oh, why does everything so this loud?
Wait,
No.
what time is it?
Me and Cousin got the same thing.
It's 11:40. No.
Same with
Miss
me,
Murphy.
Carson.
I originally put it like that.
Why doesn't copy
I originally put it like this, and it's 12:54.
Okay, guys. Holy moly. All right, now listen. We have the clocks up. These are our hands on manipulative attentive, so I expect you to be listening and learning at the same time, okay? So, everybody right now, with your clock, take your finger and point to your hour hand. Which one is your hour hand? Point to it. Point. I didn't say point. Okay, what color is your hour hand?
Red.
Okay, mine is red too. I'm gonna use my big one. All right, point to your minute hand. What color is your minute hand?
Blue.
Okay, good. So our hour hand is the short red one, and the minute hand's the long blue one. Now, I want you to make your clock say 5 o'clock. And then would you turn it and just show, don't hold, just turn it in front of you so I can see it. Perfect. Perfect. So make sure the little hand's on the 5. And my clock, guys, it's not, mine is not perfect. It should be, but there's no way I can move it. It won't let me move it because it goes with it. So if you saw in the video, as the minute hand goes around, the hour hand also moves to the next hour. Okay? Now, yesterday we learned about on the hour. So we learned this was 5 o'clock. If I want this minute hand to go halfway around the clock, everybody take your minute hand and move it halfway around. It goes from the top down to the bottom. Now, you probably noticed that the red numbers are for the hour. Do you guys have little blue numbers on your clock?
Yes.
Those blue ones are for the minutes. Now, what do you notice about the minutes going around your clocks? Do you have all of the numbers from 1 to 60? No. What do you have, Lila?
You have it's 5, it's going by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
Yep, perfect. Lila says we're going by 5. And most clocks will have that. And a lot of clocks won't even have that. Now look at Mrs. Murphy's clock up there. Don't pretend my flower's not there. If I didn't have my flower up there, would there be a 30 for the minutes down at the bottom by the 6? No. So you just have to know it. Yep, exactly. And I know you're second graders and you don't have them memorized yet, but hopefully by the end of second grade, you will have all of these memorized. Okay? And that's why I put the flower clock up there. And it's been up there since the beginning of the year because hopefully you guys have been seeing it all year and hopefully you'll have those memorized. Okay?
I do.
So you should know that the half hour is always 30 minutes. And so one way to say it is half past. So right now on your clocks, show Mrs. Nagel and Mrs. Murphy half past 5. Okay, now one thing I noticed on some of yours is your little hand needs to be between the 5 and the 6. Because look what happens as I move mine.
This is called a double.
So it cannot be on it. So if you guys, I saw some of you guys going like this. I saw some of you going 5:30. This isn't exactly correct.
This is fun.
Because that hour hand has moved a little bit. So it should actually be between the 5 and the 6.
Mine doesn't move.
Okay, so everybody show Mrs. Murphy and Mrs. Nagel 5:30. Make sure your hour hand has moved.
5, 10, 20.
Good job. Good job. Good job.
My piece doesn't move by itself.
What do you mean it doesn't move?
Boom! Like my red one doesn't move. This
No, it doesn't move by itself. You have to move it. Yours isn't like mine.
I
Like
do.
yours.
it.
It'd be so cheap.
Yeah.
You just use one.
Yeah, your guys' are not like Mrs. Murphy's big one.
Because then you get to do it
Yeah, this makes you guys move it. This one, I just get to move the minutes, and then it gets to go.
This is Lucy.
Now, I want you to take your clock and make it say 9:30. 9:30. 9. Good. Show Mrs. Murphy and Mrs. Nagel. And I'll give you a thumbs up if I think it's right. Mrs. Nagel can give you a thumbs up if she thinks it's right. Not quite. Fix that one. You have 8. You have 8:30. Nope. 9:30.
I think.
Carson. Mouth off, please. Good job.
I didn't know.
You have your hands switched. Brooklyn. Oh, wait. Let me see. No, I'm sorry. You're fine. Your fingers were covering it. Okay, you're good?
Did I get it?
You're good? You're good? You're good, really? Nope. 9:30. Look at your minute hand. Nope. Look at your minute hand. You're good?
It's like an L.
Check your hours. Nope. Fix your minute hand. 9:30.
We need a little bit and I already had
No one ever thought of I only wanted to do with the
Now you got it.
I didn't even have to be
This is
there.
my big
Mine is
baby.
already-
These other desks.
Okay, now. Yours should be like this. Perfect. Good job. Now, should anyone ever say this is 10:30?
No, this is.
Because I have second graders do that all the time. They will go up to the next hour because it's between them. And they think, hey, I'm just going to go to the next hour. No. If it's ever between 2 hours, you go back to the smallest number. Except that the only exception would be up here. Oops, let me see. Right here. When it's 12:30, I go back. And 12 is not smaller than 1, but I go back. That would be the only one where I go back to the bigger number, okay? So if it's ever between 2 numbers, you got to go back because it's not at that next hour yet, okay? All right, make your clock say 2:30. And then show Mrs. Murphy and Mrs. Nagel. 2:30. 2:30. John, nope, yours says 1:30. Fix your hour hand. Your hour hand's not perfectly between them. Good. Good. Oh, fix your hour hand. Fix your hour hand.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna clap. What? I'm gonna clap.
Perfect.
Yes. Cool. Miss Mercy, that's what mine is. Mrs. Murphy. I thought you said 2:30.
Yeah, it is, but it's between it.
Miss Mercy, was I
John, if you throw that again, you're going to be done. Okay. Why does it keep falling? Okay.
I'll keep on putting
Oh, okay. Be careful.
Aria.
Yeah, I had a 10 last.
Harrison said, Mrs. Murphy, you didn't say half past. I know. I'm going to use different words because sometimes you're going to see 2:30. Sometimes you'll see half past. Okay, Miss Schaefer's first group, just leave your clock on your desk and quietly go line up. Okay, my group that's still in here, make your clock say 6. No, I'm going to say 6:30. 6:30.
Actually done that already. Wait, what the?
Oh, that's
Why do you gotta do this?
this is so easy.
Why you gotta do this to us?
Oh, you have to do extra.
Hey guys, show me quietly. I like how my friends over here being so quiet. Carson, fix your hour hand a little bit. Your hour hand's not quite right. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Fix your hour hand a little bit. That hour hand's not quite right. Good job.
Yes.
Oh, that was 5:30, honey. 5:30.
I said no. Oh, without it. The blue's still supposed to be.
Okay, speed it so I can see it. Even if this is Nagel.
Yeah, the blue stays on the center.
Okay, Braylon has just got to move a little bit between the
I
sixes.
just trying
Miss
to
Murphy, Miss Murphy, I taught Tyson before he showed it to you.
Good job.
you know, I didn't say it for me.
If you don't wanna This was like.
Hey, all right. I'm gonna see if I can trick you on this one. Half past 12.
Well, that's easy. No, my second aunt. No, my third aunt.
Alright, I'll be happy.
Half past 12. Half past 12. I think you have half past 11. Check that one again.
Wait, what? No, whoops.
Half past 12. Charlotte, can you move your power hand? You have half past 11. Or half past 12. This should just be past 12. Good job, Corla. Yep. Good job. Good job. Nope, John. You have your. Now, John did something that'll happen a lot. You have your hands switched. Don't switch your hand. It happens a lot. Jason, that's not half past 12. Half past 12. Remember half past?
12 and 1. The red one.
Nope. You have. Where's your minute hand? Where's your
12
minute
past
hand?
1.
Half
I mean,
past 6.
12.
Good job.
You didn't even say it,
Good
man.
job. Good job.
That's how bad it is. You're
job.
red one. Red is 12 and 1.
Good job.
Well,
Half past 12. Good job.
Hey,
Okay, half past 10. Show on your clock. Half past 10.
but I think I was the first one. No, I did a song but she didn't say it.
Good job.
No, I'm done with it.
What's that? Oh, now you can. Okay. All right, guys. Okay, last one we're gonna do, and I think you guys understand half past. Last one we're gonna do is half past 4. Half past 4.
Half past 4, that's one of the hardest ones. I know.
Half past 4. So make sure your power hands between.
They're kind of I second. Oh, I need to eat first. This turkey's right there.
Okay. I would like you to. Okay, I'm not doing it right now because I'm teaching a lesson. I gave you this one to use. Do you not want to use it? Okay, listen to directions. I'm going to let you keep your clocks on the desk off to the side. And if you get done with your math lesson, if you want time to practice making time, you can do that, but we're going to do our math lesson first. So off to the side. If they become where you're going to play with them while we're doing our lesson, then Mrs. Stewart, Mrs. Nagel, or Mrs. Murphy are just going to put them away in the box, and then you won't get a chance to play with them. So I look at Corla. She was the only one that was ready. Kaden is too. Okay. So just listen. If they become a toy, not a toy, but you're playing with them and not doing your lesson, then they will be taken away. Okay. I'll have Mrs. Stewart's going to pass out our math lesson paper. When you get it, please put your name on top. Okay. Louis. Charlotte, put that away, please. They're stuck together. Kingsley, you don't want to do 2?
I want to do 2. Miss Murphy. I want to do 2. Miss Murphy. I want to do 10.
You would. That's good.
I would do 100. I'll do 1,000. I'll do 1,000,000. I would do 1,000,000.
All right, on the front. I guys should see your names. Second graders, Mrs. Stewart and I have noticed some of your names are really sloppy and messy. And we're almost third graders who are going to do cursive. And so you should be showing me throughout the rest of the year that you're writing your names in your best manuscript writing all the time. Right, Ellie? Best handwriting.
Yes.
Okay. All right. On the front, use a clock to show 5 o'clock. Now we have our little clocks at our desks. So right now, make your clock quickly say 5 o'clock. Okay, make it say 5 o'clock. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you for those of you that are listening. And then turn yours to say 5 o'clock. That's Carson, please no more talking. Okay. Now, the directions say move the minute hand to 6. So move this minute hand all the way down, halfway around the clock to the 6. So this minute has gone halfway around. What time is it? So second graders, looking at your clocks, if it was 5 o'clock and you move that minute hand halfway around the clock, what is it now, Lily? 35. Okay, so she was so close. She first said 30 and then the 5. But when we're saying our time, what has to always go first, Lily? Not the minutes, but the hour. So instead of 30, we should say the hour. So what's the hour? 5. And what's the minutes? 5:30. 5:30. So it's going to be 5:30. So up here on the line, I want you to write 5:30 and then the number 5. Okay, now I'm going to make this clock on my page match the clock that I just made here. So should I point my little hand at the 5?
No. Yes.
It's 5:30.
No. In the middle.
It should be in the middle. Right. It should be in the middle because that hour hand has also moved halfway between that. Don't worry, I've done it the last couple weeks. I've done it. Right?
It just went off a shape.
So
did I. It was only 5 minutes. I was just like,
that's your wake up call. Okay, so guys, look here. You can see Mrs. Murphy's clock. It starts at 5. My hour is moving between there. Okay? So you should have your hour hand, your little hand between the 5 and 6. Now, and I'm going to make mine better because that wasn't a very good one.
that was kind of.
Now make your minute hand go all the way down to the 6. And remember, Mrs. Murphy wants your minute hand to touch the outside of the clock. That way I know that's your minute hand. It's the long one. Then I can tell them apart because sometimes in the past, not that you guys will do this, but sometimes my second graders make them almost the same size. And then I don't know which one's the minute and which one's the hour, and then I have to mark it wrong. Okay? So if your minute hand can touch the outside edge of the clock, I'll know exactly the time. Okay? So if this is 5:30, it is 5:30. Can you guys write down here? 5:30. So that you can see there are 2 ways to write this. 5:30, 5:30. Perfect. Good job, guys. All right, when you have this page done, let's flip it to the guided practice, please.
Miss Murphy, you know the those circles?
That looks like the Instagram circle, square circle.
This is easy. What does?
The circle
Okay,
in the front.
at the top.
Looks like the Instagram.
I'm gonna read what it says at the top, and you follow along, please. It says you can show time to the half hour. 1 half hour is 30 minutes. These clocks shows half past 2. So look here. The little hand is between the 2 and the 3. So I know it's not at the 3 yet, it's only at the 2. And then the minute hand is going halfway around, and that's why they shaded it yellow, to show that it went from the top all the way to the bottom, halfway around the clock. And then it's pointing at the 6. So guys, sometimes I have second graders say, well, Mrs. Murphy, this is 2-6. That's what they'll say. They'll say this is 2-6. Well, yeah, it is pointing to the 2 and the 6. This is what they'll write.
No.
No, this is a minute, and this is every little one of those. And I'm not going to count all 30 of them, because that would take me forever. That's why I just need to know in my mind and in my brain, or I can look up there, that halfway around for the minutes is the 30. Okay? Okay. And that's how you rate that, 2:30. Okay? And here's our helpful hint. The hour hand moves halfway to the next number as a half hour passes. So let's remember that. Okay? All right, let's go on to the bottom. I'm going to draw some sticks to have some friends come up here and see if they can answer the first couple questions. Miss Shaver's second group, you guys may quietly go, and then when you come back, we'll help you catch up. Okay, number 1. Who can come up here? I'll draw a stick and see if they can get this time correct. LES, can you come up? Libby, why don't you guys, if you're coming back, just go to the guided practice. Okay? And then we can help you quickly catch up on the front. It won't take us long. Perfect. Okay. LES. Looked at the clock. She said this is 9:30. Because the hour hand's between the 9 and the 10. It's not at the 10 yet. And the minute hand is halfway up around the clock. So it's 9:30. Perfect. Good job, LES.
It's 10:30.
No, it's not at the 10 yet. No, it's not at the 10, Mason. So you gotta go back. Okay, so don't get tricked by that because sometimes that tricks my second graders. They'll think, Mrs. Murphy, it's at the next number. No, it's not there yet. It's only at the 9. Okay, so you can't go forward, you have to go back. All right, number 2. How about Lily? Can you come up here, Lily? What's the hour, Lily? It's between the 1 and the 2. It's not at the 2 yet. Good. Perfect. So it's half, Lily, one more thing. Half past. Nope. Here, Miss Murphy, yeah. There you go. Half past 1. Perfect. Okay, the last one, number 3. Raylan, do you want me to pick you, or do you not want to come up?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you just want to say it? Ivan? Okay. You can come up. It just might take you a little bit longer. And we're going to be patient.
It's not like we're timed.
Just like in our story today about patience.
We have volunteers. And that you're like being nice.
Right. We're being patient. Oh, careful, buddy.
I think the janitor moved the.
All right, Laylan, what time does that clock say? job, Raylan. 6:30 or 6:30. Be careful going back. Kinsley was nice and pushed that chair in. Would you flip up, Kinsley? Oh, thank you. Or you can do it, Mrs. Stewart. Mrs. Stewart noticed it too. Mrs. Stewart and I both noticed it, so good job. All right, second graders, let's flip it to the back page. We're going to do the independent practice in a minute. Let's go to the problem solving and the brain builders. Okay, on the back, it says Eli woke up at 7:30. He needs to leave for school 1 hour later. Show and write the time he needs to leave for school. So on your little clocks, make it say 7:30. Good job, Lily. You were quick. Okay, make your little clock say 7:30.
I'll switch them around.
Okay, 7:30. Perfect. Good job, guys. Move your minute hand to right there, 60, honey, halfway through from. Good, good, good. Now, if he needs to leave 1 hour later, this is going to go 1 hour around. So if it goes 1 hour around, what time would that now be? And you can just move your time from a 7 up 1 hour to what, guys?
8:30.
What is it, guys?
8:30.
8:30. So we go from 7:30 to 8:30. So when we draw, make sure. Bye, Mrs. Nagel. Bye. See ya.
See you next Tuesday.
All right. So let's do our little hand has to be between the 8 and the 9. And then our minute hand has to be all the way down at the bottom through the 6.
It's taken out. See, Miss Sophie? Upside down, it's out.
No, it's not.
8:30. Mason, I'm watching to see if you're doing what we're doing. Okay? 8:30. You have your hands switched, please. Fix your hands. The little hands between the 8 and the 9.
I did that, but I was like, oh no. Oh.
Big hands at the bottom. Okay, let's go on to the brain builders. All right. Use the clock shown below. All right. What happens at each of these times? So look at this time. School starts. And this is pretty much the same time we start school. Every morning, what time is this school starting and ours pretty much?
8:30.
8:30. What time is soccer practice?
3:30.
What I say?
3:30.
3:30. It's not at the 4 yet. It's only at the 3. 3:30. What time?
6:30.
What time does the alarm go off?
6:30.
All right, now we're gonna read these because sometimes you're gonna have to read them and figure out the time. What happens at each of these times? Number 11 says 2 hours after 4:30. So let's stop and think. Let's make our clock say 4:30. 4:30. Okay, so 4:30 should be 4:30. Mason, are you participating? 4:30. Show me that. Now, it says 2 hours after. So I'm going to make my hour hand move 2 hours ahead. So if I go from 4 to 5 and 5 to 6, that's going to be 2 hours later or after. So what time would that be, Wyatt? Yep. And what time is that? You're right. 6:30. So the time, 2 hours after 4:30 would be 6:30 when the alarm goes off. So on this line, we have to write alarm goes off. We just copy it.
Oh, I thought you meant.
And if you want to write the time too, because Mrs. Murphy thought about writing the time, you can do that. But you actually have to write what happens. Alarm goes off.
You might run out of space.
You might run off the line, and that's okay too. So the alarm goes off. That's 6:30. So we got that clock done.
Can you wait for me? I'm kind of behind.
Yep, I'm waiting. All right, number 12. I'll read it. I know some of you are finishing writing. That's okay. Finish your writing. I'll read it. It says 1 hour after 2:30. So make your clock say 2:30. And then show Mrs. Murphy and Mrs. Stewart. 2:30. Okay, now, what would this be? If we make this go 1 hour after, I'm going to take my hour hand and move it 1 hour down. And this should be easy.
Oh, yeah.
What time should this be?
3:30.
3:30. Aria, you got it. So, what time is at 3:30, guys? Soccer practice. Yep, soccer practice.
Can we uncross off the right minute?
Yep, you can cross off the bottom. There
Why
you go.
don't we ever do that?
I haven't got to it yet.
And from some practice, the E makes the C say.
Charlotte, you just do these. Mrs. Murphy and Mrs. Stewart will check these. This is not at the 10 yet. You fix that. It's only at the. So if it's between two of them, you can't go to the bigger one because it's not there yet. Okay, you got to go back. Okay, last one. This should be easy, but let's just double check we have it done correctly. 1 hour before 9:30. So let's make our clock say 9:30. 9:30. Aria, fix yours. Yours is 8:30. There you go. Now, we're going to go before. So if we go before, we have to go back an hour. So if I make it go back an hour, guys, what time is it?
8:30.
8:30. That's when school starts. School starts. 8:30. So half an hour past 9. And the hour before would be 8:30.
Their school starts an hour before us.
No, our school starts at 8:20. Their school starts 10 minutes after us.
Because all schools are different.
Okay, now, Miss Schaefer's first group. You are just going to go back and do the guided practice and the independent practice.
How is it?
We're not talking. Okay? Now the rest of you, when you have this done, you may cross off the write the math. Then I would like you to flip it to the independent practice. Okay, put your pencils down and put your eyes up here because I'm going to tell you what to do. Because we have about 15 minutes till music, and so you have a couple things to do. All right, pencils down, eyes up here. Everyone is going to finish the independent practice. What you need to do is look the clock, write the time on the digital clock, because these are your analog clocks, and then tell me half past what hour. So I'm going to see if you can understand which hour that would be. What is it, half past? Okay, then down here, you have to read this, half past 4, and then you have to show Mrs. Murphy on the analog clock and the digital clock how to write half past 4. So make sure your hour hand is short. Make sure your minute hand is long so I can tell the difference, okay? And then write half past 7, half past 6, all right? When you get done, you have 2 choices. You're gonna hand it in, of course. You got 2 choices. You can either do freckle, quietly at your desk, or you can go to Kids A to Z. Now in Kids A to Z, I changed it up. This time, Mrs. Jensen showed me a different way to do it. I'm gonna give you 9 assignments to do instead of like the 4 or 5. And last time you had to go in order. This time you can pick the ones that you wanna do, and I don't think you have to go in order. So I think it's a little new and different. So it's you get to choose today. Okay, so you choose either Kids A to Z or freckle. Okay, we're gonna keep our voices at a 0, and we're gonna work for about 12, 13 minutes without stopping. Go ahead and go.